office is there's been a quiet movement towards Putin. Yes, Americans have seemed to gravitated towards Putin and even Donald Trump, and we're going to go over the reasons why. But remember, before we go into the reasons, we have to make sure you understand that Congress and the Senate is being blackmailed by a foreign power. We'll get into that later. But here's my argument for why America's moving towards Putin and Russia and their agenda rather than our own leaders who are backed by the global elite money changers. Now, take a look at Obama here. He's got lots and lots of skeletons in his closet, and he's controlled by the bankers. We know that. Look at when he's working out, he's using these tiny little weights, and we saw those big weights on the ground. He's using tiny little weights. Now, that's a horrible photo op. Now remember, we're going over the facts here. The reasons why Americans are gravitating towards Putin. The reason why Americans have their ideological ideas are more aligned with Putin than our own leaders. Look at Putin here, holding a weapon. Putin never misses a chance for a gun photo op. Have you ever seen Obama holding a gun? I repeat, have you ever seen Obama holding a gun? Because I've never, ever seen him holding a gun. He may be scared of guns. Now, remember, we're going in with Donald Trump here. Donald Trump understands everything I'm telling you here. He's got advisors who are advising him. Well, in the beginning, the advisors were advising him very good. Lately, the advisors are slacking off. But look at this photo when Donald Trump was just getting started on his political quest, holding a gun, right out of the Ronald Reagan page, right out of the Putin page. So there's a reason why Donald Trump doesn't say anything bad about Putin. And now I'm going to go to the next fact. Remember, this whole video, we're going over the reasons why Americans are having this quiet movement towards Putin and Trump, and why they're disgusted with Obama. There has to be facts. And here are the facts. You saw the picture of Obama picking up the tiny little weights. A horrible photo op. Should have never been put out into public. What does Putin do? Putin puts out a martial arts judo photo op. Now this is photo ops. This is a man who knows how to control the public, how to manipulate the public, if you will. Remember, the public are just sheep. They follow leaders. And this is a man who understands how to be a leader, even on a horse. He's taken this page right out of the Ronald Reagan page. I mean, this is a KGB man who has studied America very well. He understands Americans. Look at the cross hanging on his neck. Have you ever seen Obama with anywhere near a cross? Never. Putin, right there with a cross. Remember, we're going over the facts. Why are Americans quietly moving towards Putin as their leader? Like I said, Putin taking the page right out of the Ronald Reagan page on a horse. Ronald Reagan knew how to take the public and get them on their side. He was the greatest grandfather America ever had. Now, he did lots of bad things. He put all the crazy people on the streets. He had amnesty for millions of people. Americans were against this. Americans are against crazy people on the streets. He let them all out of the hospitals. Americans are against amnesty, and yet Ronald Reagan was still able to win over the Americans because of his photo ops. He understood it very well. So again, I'll remind you, we're going over the reasons why Americans are quietly moving towards Putin and Trump. Remember, when I told you that Congress and Senate is being blackmailed by a foreign power, Putin knows about this. Trump knows about this. Trump will never ever say anything bad about Putin, because here's the secret I was going to tell you, but I forgot earlier. The secret that the secret that Donald Trump has, that only his closest advisors know this secret. I'm going to let you know this. Donald Trump will never say anything bad about a winner. Because if you criticize a winner, then you look like a loser. So Donald Trump only attacks losers. And then if you attack losers, then you look like a winner. So that's the Donald Trump secret. It's working. So that's why Americans are gravitating towards Trump and Putin. Putin, they look like winners. And when it comes to the truth, Putin hints, he only hints at it right now, that he knows how the global bankers are in control of Congress, the Senate, and the president. Putin only hints at it because he holds this over the head of people like Obama who are weak. So yes, Putin has inside information on the blackmail that the foreign power has over our leaders. And like I said, when you have lots and lots of skeletons in your closet, Obama does not make a very good leader. Actually, when you have skeletons in your closet and they hold them over your head, you're actually not even a leader at all. You're a traitor. So remember, we're going over the reasons why this quiet movement by Americans towards Putin and Trump. We're going over the reasons, and here's some more reasons. Obama talks too long. He talks way too long. That's all he really does. He talks, and never does he ever say anything meaningful that Americans really want to hear about the Constitution, about our gun rights. He never says anything that Americans, any substance that Americans are really at the heart of what Americans care about. So let's go to Putin. Putin does not talk very long. He doesn't ramble on for hours, and then when he does talk, he gets right to the point. He states his case, and then guess what? There's action. That's why Americans like Putin, because he doesn't talk a whole lot, but his actions are there, and his actions look strong. That's the most important part. When Americans see a leader who's strong and his actions look strong, of course Americans are going to gravitate towards a stronger leader. And Trump sees this. Trump knows that Putin is a winner. Trump does the same thing. Trump, when he gets out on the trail, the political trail there, he makes his case real quickly. He states his point, and he does it really, really quickly. He doesn't ramble on. And it gets people thinking. It gets some people upset, but he gets his point across very quickly. So now I really want to get to the heart of it. This is the real heart of what Americans are upset about, what real Americans are mad about. Because Americans are not dumb. We can see through the curtain. We can see through the smoke screen. We can see through it. Real Americans are not that stupid. Here's what Americans see. We see that from day one, Obama's agenda from day one was to help a foreign power disarm Americans. We know that this very tiny group of people, these people who control the media, you see they're hanging in the back, they're shadows in the back, they control the media. They're a very small global elite money changers, and we know that they're in control of Congress. We know that they've blackmailed Congress, blackmailed the Senate, that they will not get elected ever again. They will never get elected if they don't keep their mouth shut. We know that. Americans know that the only way they can cling on to power is if they disarm us, if they disarm Americans. That's been Obama's agenda from day one. That's why you'll never see Obama with a gun in his hand. But the problem is, we sense it. Most Americans sense it, but the truth is, the majority of the Americans have no idea that Congress and the Senate have been silenced, muzzled, and blackmailed into submission by this power that controls the media, this foreign power that controls the media. This is how they've been able to silence and muzzle the Senate and Congress, because it's through a blackmail situation. They control the media, and you'll never get elected if you backtalk these masters. And Putin has that knowledge under his belt. Not only is he a black belt, Putin has this knowledge of this foreign power that has taken over America. Putin has that under his belt. He's holding it over Obama's head. At any time, he can put it out there into the news world, and then even more Americans will wake up. Trump knows that Putin has this knowledge. So Trump will never talk bad about Putin because Putin looks like a winner. And like I said, if Trump talks about a winner badly, then Trump would look bad. So Trump is being advised very well. Do not say anything bad about winners. Only talk about losers. So who does Trump talk about? He talks about Obama. He talks about Hillary. We're talking about losers who are controlled by the foreign power. Yes, the fake paper currency. That's how they're holding on. They pay all these politicians, Congress, the President, Senate, they pay them with a fake paper currency that they've been using for 100 years, the Federal Reserve note. They've been slowly buying all these politicians, and now they have them all in the back pocket. And now that the Federal Reserve note is dying, now they want to go to a digital currency, and Putin knows this also.